So before diving into each one of these categories, let's talk about choosing crystals. So I touched on it a little bit before about how crystals speak to you, but this is actually something that as you get more used to your crystals, you will start to understand their meanings and how to use them. So I guide you to just look at the crystals that you have, or if you don't have any, stare at them in the store or in a book or even on the internet, and you will be drawn to them. I promise that you will likely be shocked because the crystals that you are drawn to are always what you need in that moment. For example, the very first crystal that I bought was a fluorite. I had no idea about any of it, but one day I was at an expo, had nothing to do with crystals. It was a health and wellness expo. Someone was selling crystals and I was just drawn like a magnet to the table. I looked around, didn't know why I was there, and I saw this beautiful purple green stone and I was just taken away. I just knew I had to have it. And so I asked them, what is this crystal? And they gave me a description of it. And fluorite is all about bringing balance during chaos. And I literally the day before had quit my job, had no idea what I was going to do. And I just could not believe the synchronicity. And that was my first, experience with crystals. And as I started expanding my collection, every single time I would be drawn to a crystal, it was exactly what I needed in that moment. So with all of that said, go ahead and let your intuition guide you. They are magical. They will speak to you if you allow them to, if you're open to it. And if any of the guidance that I'm giving you in this workbook doesn't resonate, feel free to adjust. We all vibrate on a different frequency. Therefore, because the crystals are vibrating as well, we're all going to be attracted to different crystals at different times in our lives. So for me, I prefer really light crystals. I love them. I usually use darker crystals for cleansing my energy or protection, but some people prefer the darker crystals for their day-to-day and the lighter crystals to protect. So really listen to your intuition on this, and it will start to develop as you grow your crystal collection and start to play with them a little bit. But let's dive into our categories. So the first category from your crystal starter kit is your uplifters and your anti-anxiety and stress crystals. So if you're looking to rid yourself of anxiety, lift your energy up, you're going to want to create a crystal grid or put these crystals somewhere you can see them. These are fluorite, blue lace agate, aventurine, selenite, clear or crystal quartz. And if you are going to be gridding with them, the suggested grids are flower of life, seed of life, your square, and your triangle. Okay, next are your cleansers and your protectors. So these are your selenite, your black onyx, your amethyst, your pyrite, your fluorite. And suggested grid, if you're going to be gridding, is your Star of David, Metatron's cube, and circle. Next is your manifestors and money makers. So these are if you're trying to bring in abundance. You're going to need your clear crystal or crystal quartz, your citrine, your pyrite, and your aventurine. And the suggested grids are flower of life, seed of life, and Metatron's cube. And lastly, your growth and forward movement. So if you're feeling stagnant, feeling like you need to break through or push through, you're going to use your fluorite, smoky quartz, your celestite, your rose quartz, and your aventurine. And the suggested grid here is your tripod of life, your hexagon, and your pentagon. So please feel free to reference this page at any point. I know I just read off it, but I wanted to verbally explain it a little bit deeper. We're gonna go into how to create a crystal grid next. I'm so excited to show you how to do that. But please, again, feel free to reference this page. And if it's not speaking to you, you can totally switch the crystals out, reference a book, go on the internet, or feel free to email me and ask me any questions that you might have about what crystals to use for different areas of your life.